So when I woke up this morning, my cold was even worse. So I've been doing mostly just behind the scenes type of stuff on the channel here today, but I wanted to try to do a video on this whole Piers Brosnan story where he's basically giving praise to the idea of a female James Bond. So we're going to go ahead and try to work through this. And thankfully, my congestion seems to be not quite as bad at the moment. So let's go ahead and try to get through the story here because Piers Morgan, and it's not even mostly about like what Piers Brosnan was saying, it's more having to do with what Piers Morgan was saying in response to Piers Brosnan, because this is pretty epic. I definitely don't agree with a lot of things that Piers Morgan says, but I do appreciate him calling it out as it is, and calling out that this is indeed identity politics, that this is just virtue signaling. So that's what we're going to get into this article here today. So shout out to Bounty Comics, by the way. Thank you for this article, and doing a great job writing this article. So, let's see here. British news personality Piers Morgan responded to Piers Brosnan's call for a female James Bond by describing the actor as feminist by proxy. Piers Brosnan, who previously played James Bond, recently describing his excitement about the prospect of a female James Bond. He told The Hollywood Reporter, "I think we've watched the guys do it for the last 40 years. Get out of the way, guys, and put a woman up there. I think it would be exhilarating. It would be exciting." Really sounds like Piers Brosnan is really trying to respect the women here, that's for sure. Maybe he hasn't gotten a good cooch in a while or something, so maybe that's what he's trying to do here. I don't know, but those are some pretty thick words Piers Brosnan's laying out there. Not only did he express excitement for a female James Bond, but he noted that Bond has to change in the Me Too era of Hollywood. Without question, yes. The Me Too movement has been relevant and significant and well needed in our society. Well needed, huh? Yeah, I mean, sure. When it first began, sure, yeah. It was a good thing, the whole Weinstein incident, all of that type of stuff. Yeah, it was good in those types of situations. But we've seen the Me Too movement become an abuse thing, where we now have people committing suicide, where we have people's careers getting destroyed because people are abusing the Me Too power. So no, I don't think it's needed the way that it initially was meant to be needed in our society anymore. Brosnan did note that he doesn't think it will happen under the current producers. I don't think that's going to happen with the Broccoli's. I don't think that it's going to happen under their watch. Morgan savaged Brosnan, Daniel Craig, and Thor actor Chris Hemsworth, who have all advocated for a female James Bond, in an op-ed with the Daily Mail. Morgan writes, "It's a virtue signaling bandwagon that must be stopped dead in its tracks like a Bond villain in the final 10 minutes of each movie." And he is totally spot on here. And, I just got to give a round of applause to Piers Morgan. Thank you for calling it out as it is. Everyone knows that this is what it is. Everyone does. Even the people that are doing the virtue signaling know exactly what they're doing. That isn't the issue here. The issue is that they are willingly doing it, but they're pretending that that's not what it is. They know exactly what they're doing when they're doing this. And Piers Brosnan is no different here. Morgan would then make an impassioned defense of James Bond as a man. "No, I object to it because James Bond is a man, was always intended to be a man, and should remain a man. You can make Bond a black man. I'd love to see Idris Elba take over from Craig, and I don't have a problem with that either. I don't. I think Idris Elba would make a great James Bond. I think he would. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that. There's nothing from a geographical or historical. There's no geographical or historical reason why Idris Elba couldn't play James Bond. So I don't have a problem with that at all. Nor can you suddenly make him all woke, because that's not what he ever was in any of Fleming's novels. Exactly. Which, of course, is exactly probably what would happen if Idris Elba was going to play James Bond. It wouldn't be the fact that Idris Elba would be playing James Bond. It'd be the fact that Hollywood and the mainstream media, SJWs, would weaponize that for woke points, pretty much. That would be where the issue would lie in that. Bond, like him or loathe him, is a male, straight, misogynist loner who prefers tuxedos to dresses. That's just who he is, period. Boom. Dropping the mic on these fools, Piers Morgan is. Morgan also threatened to launch revenge campaigns if James Bond is turned into a woman. Wow, I didn't even read this part. But if the feminists do get their way, then let me put everyone on notice. I will launch revenge campaigns to have Bridget Jones turned into Brian Jones, Wonder Woman into Wonder Man, and Sleeping Beauty into a bearded bloke. 100%. And we know exactly that Hollywood would never ever do that to an established female character. There is no way that would ever happen. But it's totally fine when it's the opposite situation, when it's a man, when it's an established male character. It's totally fine in that situation to flip it and make it a woman. But you can't do it the other way, because then you will be absolutely destroyed by the mob, by Hollywood. That is part of the issue as well. It's the double standard, as we all know. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all that that Piers Morgan has to say about it. All the rest of that is covered in this article, as well as stuff that we've covered on the channel previously. So yeah. And I also want to give a huge shout out, just real quick, to Pro Syndicate, who is a YouTuber who I follow. Been a big fan of Pro Syndicate for a while and stuff. And it's really awesome because he also has something to say about this. Now, I'm not being rude here, but James Bond is James Bond, the badass, smooth talking, manly man. If they want to make a 006 or 008 a woman, go for it. But 007 is who he is. You wouldn't make Wonder Woman a man, so you wouldn't make James Bond a girl. 100%. The double standard is a huge part of the issue here. And then what's the other tweet that he said that I really like too? If people would want a female badass spy or however they want to create the character, then allow a new storyline, a new agent. Exactly. Rather than turning something that is so iconic into something so completely different. Not every role needs to be changed or gender swapped. 100%. And I totally agree with everything that these two guys have been saying. They're totally spot on here, and I appreciate that more people are starting to speak out about this type of stuff, and we're gonna see more of this. We're gonna see more where people are starting to take sides, where people are saying, okay, enough is enough, and I'm excited to be a part of that, and I hope you guys are as well, being a part of the Phantom Menace, being a part of Geeks and Gamers, and all of that type of stuff. It's we need more of this from more people out there who have the guts to say it, like Piers Morgan and Pro Syndicate. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Somehow I managed to get through this with my cold and stuff, so I appreciate that. I'm glad about that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about what Piers Morgan has to say here and all of that type of stuff. Great stuff. I don't know what's going to happen with the female James Bond situation. They probably will continue to make it a female James Bond, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think, and I'll talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.